A happy and contented nation is an example to the whole world. Where there is contentment, there must be peace. A big business never becomes big by being a narrow society, looking after only the interests of its organization and stockholders. A low-wage business is always insecure. A man's college and university degrees mean nothing to me, until I see what he is able to do with them. A nation that knows how to work will never suffer. All life is experience, and one level is exchanged for another, only when its lesson is learned. An educated person, I think, is one who not only knows a lot, but knows how to do a lot of things. Any man can learn anything he will, but no man can teach except to those who want to learn. Anyone who does anything useful will not go unpaid. Anything that is not right, whether it temporarily favors the employees or the employers, cannot last, because it is not right. Be ready to revise any system, scrap any method, abandon any theory, if the success of the job requires it. Burdening people with debt is an old deal, not a new deal. Competition is the lifeblood of industry. Competition whose motive is merely to compete, to drive some other fellow out, never carries very far. Cutting wages is not the way to recovery. Raise wages and improve the product. Education is preeminently a matter of quality, not amount. Education not just preparation for life, but part of life itself, a continuous art. Efficient industry is the sole key to prosperity. Every business is a monarchy with not a man, but an idea as king. Businesses that grow by development and improvement do not die. Every success is the mother of countless others. Experience is the harvest of life, and every harvest is the result of a sowing. The experience, which young people must crave, is that of success in some service, for which they are naturally fitted. Faith is one of the most effective tools in the human equipment. I believe that faith works. Getting permanent value out of a job means purpose, and fitting means two ends. Greatest thing in life is experience. Even mistakes have value. Greatest thing we can produce is character. Everything else can be taken from us, but not our character. History doesn't mean dates and wars and textbooks to me. It means the unconquerable pioneer spirit of man. I believe in 100% theory and 100% practice. Theory without practical application is futile. I can visualize the time when almost every family will have a small plane in their backyard. I don't expect to retire. Every man must work, that's his natural destiny. I don't know anybody so old he can't do something useful. Just give them a chance and see. I don't read history. That's in the past. I'm thinking of the future. I haven't put a pencil to a piece of paper, working out a problem in years. I do it in my head. Idleness is the reason for many of our troubles. If governments would only understand that if people are left alone, they'll work out their own salvation. If the boss stands in the way of men getting what they earn, he is not fit to be boss. If the people really set their minds on anything, it is impossible to prevent their getting what they want. If we had more justice, there would be less need of charity. If you find out what men want and give them that, you are pleasing them. If you find out what is good for them and give them that, you are performing a service. That's what we are trying to do. Life as I see it, is not a location, but a journey. Life flows. Machines were devised not to do a man out of a job, but to take the heavy labor from man's back, and place it on the broad back of the machine. Man minus the machine is a slave, man plus the machine is a freeman. Mass production is craftsmanship with the drudgery taken out of it. Money will ruin the life of any man who treats it like anything but a tool with which to work. Most fashionable commodity in US is going to be old-fashioned common sense and work. Most people think that faith means believing something, oftener it means trying something, giving it a chance to prove itself. No American ought to be compelled to strike for his rights. He ought to receive them naturally, easily, as a matter of course. No one can be helped, unless he can be put in the way of helping himself. No one ever wins a war. No one will ever get anywhere in this world, unless he becomes a teacher, one who can show others how to do things. Nothing can be made, except by makers. Nothing can be managed, except by managers. Money cannot make anything, and money cannot manage anything. Only one thing makes prosperity, and that is work. Paying good wages is not charity at all, it is the best kind of business. People who are capable of and fit for freedom liberate themselves from physical thraldom by substituting mind for muscle. People will try to fix world, but world will fix people. Profits made out of the distress of the people are always much smaller than profits made out of the most lavish service of the people at the lowest prices that competent management can make possible. Progress is a new season, and the rule of progress is everything in its season. Should a man quit at 40, he is failure. Retire at that age, is sorry failure. Stock market never made business, business makes the stock market. Teach children not to be gullible. That man is best educated, who knows the greatest number of things that are so, and who can do the greatest number of things, to help and heal the world. The best way is always the simplest. The attics of the world are cluttered up with complicated failures. The best way to make money in business is not to think too much about making it. The competitor to be feared is one who never bothers about you at all, but goes on making his own business better all the time. The farther you look back, the farther you can look ahead. The gifted man bears his gifts into the world, not for his own benefit, but for the people among whom he is placed, for the gifts are not his, he himself is a gift to the community. The great need of the world has always been for leaders. With more leaders we could have more industry, more employment and comfort for all. The most dangerous notion a young man can acquire is that there is no more room for originality. There is no large room for anything else. The only thing you can give a man without hurting him is an opportunity. The only true test of values, either of men or of things, is that of their ability to make the world a better place in which to live. The partnership of mind and matter is one, which has existed since the beginning of time and cannot be dissolved. The remains of the old must be decently laid away, the path of the new prepared. That is the difference between revolution and progress. The satisfaction that arises from honest accomplishment is of far more value in the promotion of human happiness than the thrill that comes with the realization of materialistic aspirations. The sense of injustice, more than the unjust condition itself, is what wears on men's minds. The short successes that can be gained in a brief time and without difficulty are not worth much. The unhappiest man on earth is the one who has nothing to do. The way out of the depression is to start spending and doing things. There can be no bosses in our country, except the people. The job of the government is to serve, not to dominate. There can be no lasting peace where hatred exists. Hatreds will continue to arise as long as the causes of war are not rooted out and exposed. There is no failure, except failure to serve one's purpose. There is nothing ever wrong with ability, ambition, achievement, but they can easily be wronged by being used to bad ends. There is safety in small beginnings, and there is unlimited capital in the experience gained by growing. There should be rivalry between men and between business. Thinking calls for facts, facts are found by digging, but he who has gathered this wealth is well equipped for life. To be good is not enough, a man must be good for something. To resent efficiency is a mark of inefficiency. Wars are necessary to teach us lessons we seem unable to learn any other way. We are always seeking for those things which are in the clouds, not for those that lie at our feet. We are here for experience, and experience is a preparation to know the truth when we meet it. What is life but education, anyway?